throughout my love for cars, I've gone through so many Hondas, hatchbacks, EKs, S2000s. I even went Euro, BMW. I also even went back to Infiniti. But I've owned a DA, I've owned a DC, but never like this. I've always wanted this front end with the red SR3Cs. Like this whole setup I've always wanted.
Alright everyone, welcome back to the Motor Anatomy. Today we have Samuel. Samuel, thank you so much for making some time for us a second time, but you guys won't know about the first time. First time he made time for us, pour his heart out, share his story, and Gus messed it up. There was a lot of wind, and thank you so much for making a second time, and hopefully we get it right this time. I think he called it a Civic the very first time, but we won't know that. I'm kidding. So tell us, Samuel, what do you drive, man?
So what I drive is a 2001 Acura Integra GSR Type R clone.
Type R clone. So let's back it up, because I know there's a little history behind this build and how you came to own it and why you chose this car. How did you even get started in the whole car stuff? Like what, started that bug for you?
My cousin Lalo, actually, back in 2000 and I want to say 2004, the Civics and the body kits were the whole rage. The first Fast and the Furious movie came out, and everybody wanted to do the neon underglow, the body kit, etc., the loud exhaust, the whole nine. So he had a couple cars, and he actually, at the time, I didn't have a license, so he would actually just give me the keys, and that's how I learned. He actually taught me how to drive stick shift. So
we're not condoning that.
do not do that.
Oh, okay.
But,
so you learn how to drive stick shift through that.
So thank you to him. He actually was the one, the inspiration for where I'm at today.
Ah, okay. So that's how it started. Now, you didn't mention that he also had a car in one of the Fast and Furious movies, no?
He did. He was actually in a role in the street race down, I think, in Los Angeles, and they were racing. His yellow Civic was the one parked on the side of the street.
How cool is that?
That's pretty cool.
You say that was he aware of it was the Fast and the Furious?
Yeah. So he was aware.
But nobody knew how big of an explosion that movie was going to cause.
No,
in the car scene.
exactly.
So that's really cool that he was part of that, and obviously you've been able to go through that. And so then fast forward, like how did you come about this Integra? Were you looking for Integra specifically, or how did that come about?
Well, throughout my love for cars, I've gone through so many Hondas, hatchbacks, EKs, S2000s. I even went Euro, BMW. I also even went back to Infiniti. But I've owned a DA, I've owned a DC, but never like this. I've always wanted this front end with the red SR3Cs. Like this whole setup I've always wanted, and I came about this car through my buddy of mine. So I've only owned this car about 2.5 years, and instead of finding a clean chassis, OEM, and then building it myself from the ground up, it was gonna cost me more than what he was selling this one to me. So I jumped on the offer, and then I pretty much just added my own taste to it. But for the most part, like I said, red Recaros and like a spoon theme with a Type R front end, just OEM look with a little bit of power. I mean, we're in 2021, you can buy a 900 horsepower car straight from the dealer, but I think this thing will break more necks than that car will.
Yeah, definitely. Nissan Sentras nowadays have more power than this Type R, which is like the Type Racing.
The SCR.
Yeah, but definitely the look, the body shape, the nostalgia behind it,
exactly.
You cannot beat at all. And so that's definitely the reason why this car definitely brings a lot of attention to a lot of different people. And so now that you've owned it, is it everything you thought it was or more? Has it exceeded your expectations?
Honestly, it has exceeded my expectations after doing what I've done to it so far. Sometimes I kind of want to go, I wish I had a little bit more horsepower. I don't want to go turbo, I don't want to go nitrous, I want to kind of keep it NA. just like on a light tune.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I just, I wish I had a little bit more horsepower, but at the end of the day, I knew what I was getting into.
Mm-hmm.
And you can make a lot of horsepower with these, but then you just got to start doing the whole new setup. And I'm just like, you know what?
Becomes unreliable as well.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So, as far as it is, like, honestly, every time I see it, like, I fall in love with it every day. But then sometimes I was like, I kind of want to sell it and then get something a little bit more faster, a little bit more newer. But then I'm like, the nostalgia of this car just makes me not want to sell it.
I think there's a lot of people right now saying don't sell it. They're watching this video and they're like, dude, I was there, don't sell it, don't get rid of it. I'm still trying to, get one that clean.
Yeah.
But I think we've all been there. And so I think ultimately whatever you decide, but we're just glad the fact that you have it right now and that you're building it. That to us is it's a treat.
Thank you.
And hopefully it goes to another home that's actually going to appreciate it the same way that you have appreciated.
Well, hopefully I keep it. Well, we'll see, what the future has in store for
it. Keep it. Comment section, say keep it. But let's get started, man. Okay, so you said, has the car been resprayed?
The car has been repainted, but I would like to redo it again.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so what's the color name or the color code?
So I don't know the color code, but this is Champ White.
Okay.
So it has been, originally it was white, but it's been resprayed Champ White.
Okay. And so you got it with the front end.
So I bought it off my buddy. His name is Sam. And he gave it to me with the Civic Type R wheels with the front end and just basically stock GSR interior. Everything else I pretty much did to it.
That's a lot. And so for the front end, I mean, it's extremely clean. Is there any major plans that you can think of that you want to do to it?
I would like to redo the headlights. Maybe trying to find a source who can clear them, or basically bring those back to life. Like I said, a respray of the whole car. There's little things that are kind of bugging me. But for the most part, I think it's kind of done.
It's done for the outside?
Yeah.
You like that OEM Plus type of thing?
I like the OEM look. I originally wanted, after we did our first shoot, I had to change of heart. I wanted to go track style. So I almost bought the spoon lip. I almost bought the spoon hood. And I almost went with like a Voltex wing.
Got it. Vámonos.
Full on race look. But then I just didn't want to attract the attention from the police. And I just overall get more compliments having a stock OEM like this with little touches. All right, I left it alone.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see in a week. See if he changes his mind. Okay, cool. And then tell us about the suspension that you have going on.
So for the suspension, I have the Buddy Club N Plus spec coilovers. They are about a little over 2-inch drop, squared all the way around. The dampening set from Firm, it's turned counterclockwise 9 clicks in the front and 13 in the rear. I also have the Skunk 2 Pro Series upper camber kit, the Energy bushing kit. It has Brakenetic, the SS slotted rotors with the spoon monoblock calipers.
Beautiful.
Thank you. I also have the 5-glove conversion with 98 ITR spec Type R wheels. They are, I believe, 16x7 all the way around with a plus 50 offset. Now, in order to run this type of caliper on this and with this wheel, you have to run a spacer. So I tried a 3mm spacer and it's just barely clearing it, and I didn't want to take that chance, so I went up more. So I went 5mm because these calipers are expensive, so nobody wants to scratch those things.
So 5mm, wow.
Yeah.
And very beefy tire setup. What is it?
Yeah, so the wheels are wrapped around Falcon Azeni's, the RT660s, all the way around. I think they're considered like a semi-slick or a track radio or something like that. So I just really like the tire tread design and then the look of it with the wheel.
So it hooks for the K24, right?
Oh, it hooks, it grabs.
You're like, what K24? Oh, okay. So the rear brake setup, what do you have going on?
So for the rear, I have the OEM brake setup. I have not upgraded the rear yet, but it's a plan of mine to go back to Brakenetic and get the rear SS slotted disc rotors as well.
Okay. This is very nice, man.
Thank you.
OEM window visors?
So these are OEM window visors. Obviously you can tell because Inside, when you're sitting inside, they say Integra right on the corner. You won't be able to see it from the outside, only from the inside. It just gives it that little taste, you know.
That's absolutely gorgeous car, man.
Thank you.
I'm back to drooling over it. I'm back to drooling over it. I like this Integra. Obviously keeping the whole theme, the side skirts, the rear lip. What are those from?
So these are the ITR rear lip kit and the wing. Like I said, I really want to do a repaint because the paint's already starting to chip, and you can see some imperfections in the car, in the body. So that's something that's kind of bugging me that I would want to take care of pretty soon.
Dude, but it's just still so beautiful. Like, it's just the white. It's very nice. It's simple. The white wheels, the white on white it's just that look, man.
Thank you.
It's gorgeous.
Thank you. Thank you.
Maybe we just need fishbowl look. I'm just saying. But like, no, I like those tinted windows. Okay. Anything? I mean, you mentioned, paint, here and there, but other than that, no track life no more. You changed your mind for now.
No more track life.
This morning you changed your mind. Maybe tomorrow will be different.
I had my coffee this morning. So.
Okay, you were
so
were dehydrated.
That plan went away. I see a lot of that type of build on Instagram and social media and stuff, and it attracts me. But I fall in love with this OEM look all the time. So it's like, I'd just rather leave it alone.
All right, let's see what. What are we looking at, man? This is gorgeous.
So like I said, it's a 2001 GSR, but it came with the. It didn't come with the leather seats. It came with the cloth, but I added the red Recaro SR3s. They came from Honda Motors Online. In order to run this seat, because it came without rails, I bought the Juran Lomax racing rails from JDM Ohio Direct. I also have the ITR rear seats, the Euro ITR floor mats. I have the 96 to 2000 ITR steering wheel with the Skunk 2 extender and Skunk 2 shift knob. I have the ITR cluster, but pretty much that's I'm pretty much done with the interior. Maybe throw in like a double din stereo or something. I honestly don't know what else to add to this thing.
A cage, got it.
And go take it to the track.
Yeah, no. Oh, this interior is immaculate, man, and the nice addition of the floor mats, it definitely pops. It looks beautiful.
Thank you,
man. It's gorgeous.
So like I said, this has always been a dream of mine. Like I've owned one in the past. It was a B20 turbo on like rotor replicas. Back then it was like whatever I could afford I would buy, and no disrespect to anybody on who can buy that kind of brand. A build's a build. Appreciate everybody, but now that I could afford what I've always wanted, I'm starting to do that.
You're never going back. You're like, no,
yeah.
This is what I want.
I also ordered the Mugen clutch, the foot pedals, the clutch pedals, but those things are so hard to find and they're on back order. So I'm on a list for them to arrive. That's probably be the next thing to add to this thing.
Yeah, to the madness. It never stops, huh?
It never stops. That once you get bit by this bug, it's just hard to get away from it. Well, honestly, like I love it. This is like my peace of mind. This is my stress reliever. So
don't sell it.
Unless,
let's talk power plant.
Unless somebody in the comment section wants to buy it.
No. Nada de eso. All right. Can you open it from the front?
I have to open it back from there.
¿Qué pasó?
I don't know what
¿Se
happened.
te durmió el gallo? I'm like, what?
I was following you.
Okay, blame it on me now. Oh, pues see. You should have talked about the motor with the hood closed. That would have been funny.
Right? It's a single cam turbo.
No, dude, you can lie. No one's gonna look at it. You'll be like, it's J-swap or something. Ay. Oh, you know what? Thank you for not doing a K-swap. You can come this way so you can put the prop. Thank you for not doing I got you.
Thank you.
Thank you for not doing a K-swap, because then a lot of people, ¿van ese? ¿No van el otro?
Is that one and that one?
Okay.
No matter. But I'll put it here. para que no me grites.
¿Seguro que es tu carro? No es tu carro. No sabes ni abrir el hood. All right, Samuel. Well, thank you. First of all, thank you for not doing a case swap, because then I would have lost a lot of subscribers. It always happens. They always dislike the videos, and the comments just go on and on and on and on how you ruin, in this type, in this case, a replica, but still. All BS aside, man, this is extremely clean. Love what you've done. And man, this is exactly like you say, underpowered, but we say this is perfect. What are we staring at, man?
So what we have here is a B18C platform. I have a stainless steel intake, a ram intake, Spoon Sports coolant, hoses, 1320 header, just a bunch of Spoon nicks. So like the Spoon radiator, oil cap, the Spoon socks, Optima battery, yellow top. I also have the Chase base ground kit, Skunk 2 dress up kit, as well as the Zerg chassis dress up kit. Other than that, it's pretty much what you see. It's also tuned on the Honda S300, so it's not stock power. It's tuned by Do It Dyno, Bubba Tuning, here in Signal Hill. But pretty much all this work was done from my buddies at Long Beach Auto Tech. When I can't get to it, I just pretty much take it to them, and then they get it done.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, internals are stock?
Internals are stock. So it's tuned, safely tuned on a Type R tune that Bubba has set up over at his shop. So it's pushing over 200 horsepower to the wheel, and I think like a little over 160 torque to the wheel.
Nice.
Yeah. So
reliable.
it goes.
Reliable power too.
It's reliable power, and the VTEC just cracks so loud. Yeah, it just cracks.
We'll see if it cracks. Anything, dude, I mean, I don't even want to ask, but I guess I have to ask, but any future plans for this Bay? I mean, it's just, I would leave it like this. I wouldn't mess with it.
Thank you. Future plans, maybe an upgraded fuel rail system, intake manifold system, maybe try to go Skunk 2 race, maybe some motor mounts. But other than that, I would really like a Jackson Racing supercharger on it, but
you went from like, nah, nothing major. This is just supercharger.
I've always wanted a little bit more power out of this thing, and I think a supercharger would give it that nice touch instead of going turbo, and then it's just like, that's just more problems. Supercharger is just reliable and it's on the money. So, but for the most part, realistically, like I said, the Skunk 2 race manifold, maybe upgrade the fuel system. A lot of people have been telling me to go E85. I kind of don't. It's tuned on 91 octane. But as far as that, not really. Just kind of keep it like this.
Just the way you have it?
Yeah.
It's perfect, man. It's perfect. This is, one of the legendary engines, and it flows perfectly with this car.
Thank you. Maybe a Spoon valve cover. I really, to match the yellow top and all the other Spoon stuff. But again, that thing is also hard to find, and you got to be on a list to get it. And
might as well buy another car.
It's like $600 to $800.
It definitely gets expensive.
Yeah.
Man, this is gorgeous.
Thank you.
It's absolutely gorgeous. I don't know. That's the first time I ever hit VTEC on a V18, and that was gnarly. Samuel, thank you so much, man, for making the time for us. Yeah, definitely. I love this car, man. I really, really love this car. The additional things that you've added since last time that we saw you here are very tasteful. I mean, what can I say, man? I hope you never get rid of it, but
thank you.
But we'll see. Any shout outs, man?
Yeah, shout out to my wife for putting up with me and my expenses. First and foremost.
Smart man.
Bubba from Do It Dyno, Alex and Glenn from Long Beach Auto Tech, Will and Ty from Breaknetic, everybody from social media where I've been getting parts, etc. Shout out to them. Who else am I missing? Edwin from HMO for always hitting me up, letting me know when he has an ITR part or whatever that I may need, I may want. He lets me know. That's pretty much it. Thank you for acknowledging my car and wanting to share it with the world and your vision. So thank you, Gus, for having me here.
Nah, man, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for making time for me again, because I screwed it up the first time. But nah, this is amazing, man, and definitely love what you've done to it. And again, don't sell it. We'll leave it at that. Thanks, man. A mi raza, vas a decir. Alright, 3. ¿Estás haciendo un vals o qué pedo, güey?
I know,
Step by step.
¿Qué dice mi raza? Aquí estamos con el Automotive Anatomy.
Estos cabrones. 3, 2, 1.